How are we doing today? Just a sec. Okay. Let me share this real quick. Alright guys, go ahead and take a second. Get ready still. Hi, bye. How are you doing? Been a good day so far? You are my number one viewer. You make me show up every day. We got a couple minutes, and our earlier live was a little intense. So, which candles should we burn today? I have fall coffee. I have rose, which is just a good one for love. Hi, Tabitha. Thank you for joining. We're trying to pick out which candle to set the mood today. So I've got fall coffee. I've got, you know what, guys? I've got this simmer pot one that I did in bulk. And so I don't know if you guys know this, but ACleaverArt also makes candles. Okay. I have some really awesome recipes. Oh, the smell is just amazing. And you know, I'm always about sharing the light and stuff. So this is like kind of like my ritual, like as I'm getting ready. Um, we did well, an hour and 52 minutes. I tried to go 2 full hours this morning, but I had to back out of the first live, come back. But between the two, we did like 2 hours and 15 minutes of like just fun creating. Hit up FB if you guys want to see what we made. They will be named and for sale. We'll go ahead and offer them out and about. I'll probably do that in the cafe. Alright guys, we've got some light. And we're just gonna share that. But aromatherapy is where it's at. I'm not even messing around with you guys. Hi guys, thanks for joining. Alright, we got a couple people in here. Got about 30 seconds before we start. So I've just been kind of trying to go live more and tell people about ACleaverArt. You guys seem to be some unfamiliar names, so let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Allie. I am a Northeast Ohio artist. I really believe that art can change the world, so I do a lot of charity-based and art awareness projects. The artwork that I'll be sharing with you today is actually some of my older stuff that got it started and turned it from, hey, this is just something I do occasionally, to, hey, this is what I want to do for my life. So if you're joining along today, please like, follow, share. If you are not following my actual page, please do. Just because we do so many different things between the community and the projects, like we really are trying to impact the world and share our light. And all those little tiny shares and likes, like that kind of stuff actually does help. It boosts awareness of ACleaverArt, believe it or not. So you're doing what I'm doing for me for these projects. And, you know, I really think that when we share and support each other, that's how we light up the sky. I am going to adjust the curtain real quick. I'll be right back. But you guys, check out these artworks that are right here. I'm even going to let you look at this bad boy for a second. She's a beaut. And I'll come back and introduce those in like 30 seconds. But like and share. We're getting started in about 2 minutes. Maybe not even 2. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today. July for ACleaverArt is about storytelling. It's why I agreed to do this crazy project. And might need that later, I'm not sure why. But, this chair's too tall. You know, I keep telling you guys, it's all about having the right tools on standby. You know, if you're in a room with a bunch of chairs, you can pick whichever one you want to sit in. Secret Spine Throne. And or to go outside and not need a chair. Oh, alright, that's a little bit better. Hi guys. Welcome in. I don't even know what's on here to pin. Let's just take a second. I appreciate you guys putting up with me. I promise we're getting started. Guys, I'm gonna be my normal lovable self. And I'm just gonna see if that button does anything. Okay? Probably not. Doesn't matter. Hi. How are you, lovelies? Thank you for joining in. So I cannot believe I fixed the curtain and it's not working. Maybe we need to be over here. Ooh, that's the better side. So since we're over here, hi guys, thank you for joining in. At the table is ACleaverArt is this thing that we're doing for the month of July, where we sit down for about a half an hour and we discuss different artworks. One, it's so that I learn how to do lives a little bit better. Two, it's just because I want to share the stories of my artwork. And three, it's really just to get some practice and have you guys see what ACleaverArt is about. So if we hit our fan goal for the month, we will be continuing this as a super fan event only, a little bit more personal, but that will be our priority for August. If we hit our goal. If we don't have to worry about it, no pressure. We learned about some pretty art and we got a couple new perspectives. So up to you guys. Please like and share. Get your friends to come join us. It really is just about sharing the creation. Oh, okay, so these are just some older artworks. As you can tell, they're like all framed. These two over here, the Archer Goddess and Eden, are actually on paper. Three on this wall, and this beauty right here are canvas paper, and they are all framed. The reason this one is not framed right now. Hi guys, thank you for joining. We're just talking about some ACleaverArt, so if you'd like and share, I'd appreciate it. Hearts are always appreciated. You showing up means the world though. So the reason this one is not currently framed, as you see, the frame is here. I broke the glass, like real talk, shit happens. And then I was like, oh, well, I don't like it matted. And so like I switched it out for, so it's been a whole thing. The final frame is about 12 by 16. Forest and Atlas have the thicker, they're like 1.5 inches deep. But the one you guys can't see, this is abstracted. Okay. I'm gonna try and get it where you can't see, like the light is like really on the glass pad, but I'm trying, guys. So we are starting with this one. Hi, thank you for joining. If you like this artwork, like the live. It's that easy. So this is abstracted. And this, if you can tell, is brushstrokes. This is not my normal pour painting. It's because this artwork is 20 plus years old. I'm not going to tell you how old she is, that's rude. But I had a phase where I hadn't created for quite a while. Just like it happens sometimes where you can't make the things that you want either because of like finances or time. Oh, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Um, you're beautiful. But sometimes we don't have time or like life catches us. I know we have days where we don't want to, but I had a time where I could finally create, and the only thing I could create on was canvas paper. Please join, guys. Like, this is the goal. Like, we want to make art full time. We're clocking in. Let's do it on the talk, okay? But so this artwork has been a design in every single one of the ACleaverArt shops. I'm talking from when we were cute little tiny red bubble shop with just a couple of cards, all the way up until now. You can find it in the talk shop. The fact that we have a talk shop is because of you. You know, thank you. Thank you for the love and support, for reminding me that what I create matters. Um, but at that time in my life, I really didn't know what I wanted to create or uh, what style was me. I just knew I hadn't created in a while. And this artwork was really just taking a whole bunch of dabs of paint and then taking a paintbrush and going like this. And to me, there's like this little soldier in there. Like he's got his knight's armor on. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining. I love that you are hanging out with me and enjoying my art. That's why we make it. Express our souls, we share. Like it's all about sharing, guys. And I love sharing with you. Thank you for joining in today. Hi, how are you, lovelies? Um, so yeah, I feel like there's like this little warrior here in the purple in the dark, and it's faced towards this light. Now with the mat on this picture, you cannot see, but there are a couple like little spots of red in this artwork. I personally think all the products that I've ever seen this on, um, it's the journal for me. Being able to just kind of have those chaotic thoughts and just let things turn into whatever kind of really was the start of ACleaverArt. You know, this piece has been there since, I don't know, day two, probably round two when I started, you know, doing bigger, better things. But abstract pieces have kind of always been transitional phases for me. And this one has always been my heart. This piece is actually just called Abstracted. I didn't know what else to do with it. It was just a whole bunch of colors that I just kind of mixed up and let do their thing. And honestly, guys, I love this one. I think it super, super wonderful. But I've known it for years, so I would. Thank you, everybody who's joining in. We're just talking about some of ACleaverArt's older paintings. I have gotten some of the framed ones up on my link in bio product page, but um, all of my art shows up on different products in the talk shop. Like you can just go there, no questions asked. We've got a couple like mini slates right now that I'm just in love with. They're like 5 by 7, so they're not huge, but you can just like add it to like this corner of the table, and like ACleaverArt will be there with you. Hi guys, thanks for joining. I'm just, you know, reminding you that you're hanging out with me, Allie at ACleaverArt. If you guys need any of Allie at ACleaverArt, you can just find me at ACleaverArt on all the socials. Let's see. Let's talk about shooting our shot, shall we? um, this is your fault, Luna. Okay, because this painting, she's aiming for the moon. So I actually do have an artwork called Aiming for the Moon. The original has long been gifted. Um, at one point it was called something else, but that's not the point. But the two pieces went together. And this is Archer Goddess. So she is choosing what to shoot for. You know, she is surrounded by the space. She is part of the world. Very much Gaia energy. But for an older artwork, I wasn't looking at it like that. I was trying to create a figure. I was trying to, I don't know, I wanted to make something that was powerful. And at that point in my art, I was still doing like the faceless figures, if I was even doing figures. Probably, I want to say it's like 15, 20 years old. But this was one of the few artworks before I was like, everything's got to be a giant canvas, that I just loved. Okay, like her little heart-shaped face. Like, look at that, hearts. Her being surrounded by space, all of the elements represented, like the way that these are going, it's actually fire, it's not leaves. So it's all been soul art. You know, your art tells you stories. And this one is just where's the goal? What are we shooting for? And today I'm shooting for meeting some more of my tribe. So if you're enjoying hanging out or at the table, please join the fan club. I'm very sorry. We will not do that anymore. But yeah. So, oh, well, she doesn't want to go on my wall. Who's taking her home? Hmm? You guys let me know. Let's see. Talking about taking people home. Thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate you showing up. Alright, so this one is Eden. Let's see if we can get somewhere where the light's not super bad. Oh, goodness. Alright. Guys, we're going to do it. I swear, we'll figure it. Wait, right there. Okay. So, Eden. Hi, thank you guys for joining. So Eden is two figures, trees, bunch of apple-looking things, cloaked figure with wings. This cloaked figure actually shows up in several different of my artworks. Faceless, always, because the cloak. Sometimes with wings, sometimes without. So talking about stories that we tell ourselves. If you know the story of the Garden of Eden, the story I'm telling myself is that the serpent isn't necessarily evil. Like, the choice was the choice that needed to be made, right? They are consciously picking this bit of wisdom. Now, I'm not gonna start a religious conversation or anything, but this one was 2016, so years ago. And in 10 years, I think we have learned a little bit about how to life and how we interpret things. And this painting has changed for me several times over the years. You know, sometimes I look at it and I notice that there's a bush in between the two people. Like, they're not shoulder to shoulder. I have another artwork where they are shoulder to shoulder, and they are the wings. So, symbolism, guys, the stories we tell ourselves, these things show up a lot. But any of this artwork, if any of these stories you want to take home and put on your own wall, you can get all of those from really. But check out the Talk Shop for like the slates and the little mini canvases. Guys, we have magnets. Oh my god. Okay, so I had so much fun making these magnets. Taking these artworks and putting them on products, people are like, why? And it's because it makes a greater impact. Some of these things are like, that's what it was always meant to be. It's its final self realized. Like, I have always been Elena. I have always been Elena who makes ACleaverArt. However, I'm showing up today as Allie of ACleaverArt. I've learned to embody and grow into my final thing, and I feel like my art should have the chance to do that too, and it should do it on a global level. So if you like my art and the projects that I'm working on, please share those. Please, please, please. Those likes and shares go very far away. Thank you guys for showing up. We've got like 2 more artworks to go over real quick, and then I will let you get back to your lunch hour. But I appreciate you joining me today. I love just talking about these things. So this is Atlas. Okay. I think most of us know the story of Atlas. Thank you for joining. So Atlas is holding up the world. We know that. That's how he got his name. And the thing that I love about this painting, though, look at his feet. Atlas is holding up the world without solid ground. All these other worlds he could be holding up. Pick this one to put on his shoulders, to track through space with. I love this painting. I do. It's a 12 by 16 canvas paper. It's framed. I did put it in like the big box frame, just because it's substantial to me. I was actually attempting to draw action figures at the time, so I think this one was based on like Silver Surfer, and then like kind of grew from there into, oh, I know what he's doing, and so like that's where part of like the pose comes from. But if I were to remake this painting today, it would be a Coco Pelli. So we're going from outer space, out west, and we're making music while we're carrying giant bags. But the story of the struggle and what we pick up and choose to carry along our path is our story. Like, are we holding the world up here, or are we holding it right here, guys? Like, where is our focus and our attention? And this guy, he's a workhorse. This girl isn't. This guy has picked up a world, tracking through space. And if there's not ground for him to stand on, why isn't he flying around like Superman? Are we making this harder than we need to? I don't know. I just see him as just a strong figure, determination. Every time I have looked at this artwork, it has reminded me that I can affect the space around me. I can make a difference, that even if the world is on my shoulders, I can do one more step. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes I don't want to look at it and take another step. But when we push through, it lights up our world. This world is lighter than all of the other ones. It's brighter. It's the focus. It's the one that we chose to put up here. As much as I love this artwork, I'm going to remind you can put the world right here and look at it and enjoy its existence. You do not have to hold it that high. which, guys, it's almost like I planned this, but I really didn't. Brings us to this very last little beauty that we've got up here today. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining along. I just really appreciate you being here today. Please make sure that you are sharing this live. We're doing this every day this month. Literally sitting at the table with ACleaverArt. See, look, you can see it better. So this is Which Way. I was definitely pregnant when I made this one. And there were jokes that was she trying to get up in my ribs or was she gonna come out? And thank God she did. But I really enjoyed making this piece. These rocks, they look so simplistic. But I remember finding the tutorial on the lighting. And when I got the light behind her, but then like the shadow behind the rock, and then this one, like the layers, guys, it was so delightful. Like, thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys showing up today. But this painting is about which way are we going? You know, you can't see the figure fully. Is she facing us? Is she facing away? But if you look very closely, you don't even have to look closely. I'm going to show you. This one is the answer. This is what she's looking at. Okay? She's looking at a new beginning, a fresh start, a beautiful oasis, something lush and growing. Okay? The mountain isn't the goal. The mountain, that's where she's coming from. She is standing right here. Okay? She's right there looking at this. Okay? She's making a decision. And we get to make those every day. Like, we get to decide if we're going to act like an a-hole. We get to decide if we're going to be a positive bright light. We get to decide if we're going to waste our hours doom scrolling or if we're going to create something beautiful. You know, you can do what you want with your time, and I appreciate that you're spending it with me for this couple of minutes. Oh, Blue, thank you. You guys, we make up our life. You know, ACleaverArt is not just these paintings. It's what I do with my everyday. And every day I try to encourage people to create. That's why I have a community. I try to encourage people to support one another. Because if we're not out here supporting each other, what's the point? Okay, like really, what are we getting up and doing if we're not helping people make better decisions and enjoy life a little bit more? Art is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be messy and chaotic and intuitive. That's what makes it healing. It's about noticing things, little messages. You know, these artworks were not made to go together. They're framed differently, intentionally. You really want both of them, you can have them. Okay. But they tell a story. And July is definitely about storytelling. What stories are you telling yourself? What are you sharing and identifying? Are you happy-go-lucky? Are you miserable right now? You can be whatever you want to be. You got to remember that you're loved. Okay? Because if you showed up today, this is an energy exchange. You're getting love right back. Okay? And I appreciate you just for existing, for saying, hey, you see me. Guess what? I see you too. I see you. I actually have one more filming thing that I have to do today. So I am going to graciously let myself take a small break in between. I'm going to be hanging out over at the community the rest of the afternoon because it is Free for All Friday, and that's what we do. I love making beautiful things, and this is just an invite for you to make something beautiful with me, okay? Whether it's a moment or an art piece. So if you joined along today, thank you so much. We'll have some more art up tomorrow at noon. Gonna try and sneak in like a random studio time, but no promises, okay? Because it's been a lot this week, and your girl still unfortunately has a day job until we hit that goal. So again, thank you so much for joining along. You guys are beautiful, and I cannot wait to have you back tomorrow for At the Table with ACleaverArt. I love you, and I will see you soon.